you?
Morning. How's it going?
It's going okay. Not too bad. I'm having trouble logging into my X account this morning, so I'm not happy about that
Oh, no.
at all.
What the heck?
I know. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully we can figure it out. But that's not your problem. That's not why you're here. So, well, what's going on in the news world, in your world right now?
No, it was pretty busy yesterday. We had those big announcements with Matt Ritchie. 7 Brew Dutch Bros coming to North MacArthur Drive in Alexandria, along with Dunkin' and Baskin Robbins. So you're going to be seeing over the next couple of years or whatever, some new coffee shops coming up.
Wow.
7 Brew is a area favorite. They opened one up in Leesville. Dutch Bros is very similar, very popular up in the Northwest. We used to go there all the time when I'd visit my family, and so exciting stuff. And we all know Dunkin'. We all have heard of Dunkin'.
Yeah.
So big stuff coming.
So you're excited for it?
Oh, I like seeing business open up in Central Louisiana. That's always a good thing. Dutch Bros is going to be, I'll probably be one of the first ones in line. Excited to try 7 Brew. And especially when it comes to Baskin Robbins at Dunkin', that's going to be what I go for. I like the ice cream.
All right.
I just want some ice cream, Al.
I guess so. Yeah.
Just want some ice cream.
Seems like Central Louisiana people really live for food or more food or new food.
Well, you just wish it was at Culver's. I mean, you're just waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
I bet you'd be, the line would be insane if they had one.
I was actually reading up on Culver yesterday. One of those things that kind of pops up in your Twitter, and you can tell it's kind of like a thread that somebody's put together, but talked about just kind of their unique business model and why it has become so successful. And one of the things is that you don't have like a string of one owner owning a bunch of franchises. If you own it, you got to work at it. You got to be there working. So, because even like we went to one on Friday when we traveled down to Houston, and they have one a little bit north of town. I think they have several actually in the area now. But what strikes me about any Culver's you go to is it's always amazing customer service. I mean, and the restaurants are always super clean. The food is super fresh. It's like not that hard a concept.
And when you go up there, they're like, what do you want? Why are you here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like you're inconveniencing them with your money.
Can I help you? And then they don't even like look you in the eye ever or respond to you after that. And it drives me nuts.
Well, one of my favorite local business owners is Gary Perkins over at Wildwood, because not just once in a while, almost nearly every day if you go to Wildwood, you're going to see Gary, the owner, bussing the tables. And so he really works hard at what he does. He sets that standard. I think that's why they're probably so good, too.
Yeah.
They have great customer service.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it really isn't that hard.
How many owners you know bussing tables every day? That's pretty cool.
Many. Yeah, no, but if it's your business and it reflects you and your name, either you get someone who's a phenomenal manager that you can totally trust, who's going to carry out exactly what you want, or you got to do it yourself, right? I mean, there are a lot of local business owners, restaurant owners, too, that, you see them there. It's their place. We might be going to one of those this morning.
Yeah, we're going to be going to those. We love local business. Yeah. He's always there, too. Century Grill. Mr. Kent, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we appreciate all the fine businesses out there. And for the ones that are just franchises where you don't seem to care about the people that you hire and the impression that they give, do better.
It's kind of like government bureaucracy. They don't really care about you or having any sort of competition. So they're just not going to give you a good service.
Right. As opposed to like usually like your more local entities are usually pretty good because they're local, because they see you. You see them.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, they had the big primary races last night in several states across the union. And
are we?
Are we what?
A union? It was a joke. It was a joke.
Oh, I see. I see what you're doing there. Oh, my goodness. California. So, depending on what you believe, it could be a runoff between Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt, but they've only have like, 40% of the votes counted already?
I thought 60, this morning.
Oh, is it now?
Okay. I thought so. 61%. Unless I read it wrong.
Let's see here. See if I can get an update. But the point is that now they're waiting on all the mail-in ballots. And we've seen this before where what ends up happening is whoever the Republican candidates are, they stay almost exactly the same with their votes, and then the Democrats make this incredible surge and come back and win. So right now it looks like Steve Hilton would finish first in their governor's race, but he would be in a runoff, as there would also be the runoff for mayor.
So. Yeah, so I'm assuming the majority of the, well, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know LA, but I think the councilwoman who's very progressive, who's coming in third in the mayor's race, she had like 20-something% of the vote. I'd assume that the majority of those would probably vote for Bass, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be very difficult for someone like Pratt to win LA.
Yeah.
LA. So, in fact, he made a runoff.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
The Republican governor candidate is going to go. All the Democrat votes are going to coalesce, I'm sure, in the runoff there. So, who knows? You never know. Where is Hilton from? Is he from England?
Is it Hilton or England or Australia? Let me see. Yeah, he's from the UK. All right. UK's got some interesting things going on right now.
What did they do?
How much are you all seeing? Are you seeing the case of this young man that was stabbed to death?
No.
You're not hearing about it at all?
No. Hey, look, I know I host a radio show in the morning, but I'm like so engrossed in what I have to cover every day, I sometimes don't get to the other.
Okay. Interesting.
But I have not.
Henry Nowak.
Nope. I'm sorry.
That's amazing. You've heard of George Floyd, right?
Oh, yeah. So that's back when I worked at the TV station.
The Henry Nowak story is basically an almost equivalent story in some ways, maybe even worse. Because what basically happened was he was stabbed by an immigrant. And when the police showed up, they basically didn't believe his story, and they blamed him for getting stabbed, essentially.
In America?
No, in England.
Okay.
And he bled out while the police were putting handcuffs on him.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And it's led to protests all over the UK right now.
Why did they blame him?
They believe the immigrant and his family. The immigrant's mom came, took the knife away. The family all lied, and the police were making fun of Nowak while he was on the ground. Like the body footage or the body camera footage is horrible. It's just is absolutely a scandal. And it's kind of a lightning point for what's happening in the UK right now, where people feel like they have been completely forgotten about by their government, that the government completely favors immigrants and, kind of has racial components to it, which is basically like if you're a white person, they couldn't care less about you. So it has set off a wave of protests like nothing has before.
I'll definitely check that out. I haven't seen a single iota of news on that.
Yeah.
Zero.
And he was telling the police while he was handcuffed that he couldn't breathe. Interesting.
I get on Drudge and X frequently. I haven't seen a single thing.
Really?
That kind of makes me annoyed.
Wow.
Seriously. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a huge story. All right, let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. I think it's worse even than what you're portraying, because we know the political elites have this progressive view, but these were just beat cops. These are regular people. And did you hear the police officer when the guy said, I've been stabbed? Because he was stabbed several times, like 6 times. The guy did a move where, that with a stiletto type. It's a religious knife that he had. And he said, I don't believe you have, mate.
Right.
Can you imagine that when a police officer comes up and somebody claims to have been stabbed, you examine them.
Right.
You check to see, but he just said, I don't believe you have, mate. The kid is gurgling as his lungs are filling with fluid. And then they say, I think he's going to be sick. They take that as, he's drunk or on drugs or something, but they totally believe the Sikh guy. And look, I'm not saying you shouldn't believe people just because they're Sikh or just because they're an immigrant, but you should assess the situation and then give deference to someone until they prove that they're faking, that they haven't really been stabbed. And I could see, what bothers me so much is that the information war that's been waged by the left in the United Kingdom has dulled the sensibilities of the average working cop, that he would treat someone so disdainfully. And for the longest time here in America, the left was just up in the political sphere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you get out in America, the rest of the world was normal, and reality beat the left out of people. I don't remember who it was, but they said there's nothing so absurd that if you don't repeat it often enough, people will believe it. And that's what we see happening. They have made the white race the villain so much that these people just, they believe it. They have accepted it. That makes somebody almost impervious to argument once they've accepted it. And so I hate it for that young kid, 18-year-old kid in college. Now all of his life's hopes and dreams are gone. His parents are, mourning. Now the guy's going to prison, and his family, because they hid the knife and they worked to thwart justice, but that doesn't bring him back. Had they got medical attention there, they may have been able to save him. But because they were so conditioned by their leftist media to disregard him because of his race, that's pure racism, this kid died. And I hate that, especially as a father of sons. Anyways, thanks for letting me speak my piece. Y'all have a great day.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. And probably the number one person I've been seeing tweet about it is Elon Musk. I mean, it really kind of underscores to me, too, because you're not seeing a lot of traditional media cover this kind of story, as it doesn't fit a lot of their traditional narratives. But
why did it? I'm reading about it. Why did it even start? What was the purpose of this?
What was the purpose?
How did this altercation start? Because I'm reading the news and I don't see anything.
From everything I've
random.
seen, he just was walking home with a group of friends and was confronted by this guy, and it kind of escalated, and the guy stabbed him.
And it says that Sikhs males are allowed to carry a ceremonial knife in their possession. Do they not allow people to carry knives in the UK? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the intricacies of the UK politics.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's just egregious.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, so apparently they had some kind of verbal altercation, and Nowak filmed the guy, Digwa is his last name, walking toward him. Digwa falsely stated he acted in self-defense after Nowak pursued him, but there's no evidence that was the case. So the jury did convict him of murder. His mother was found guilty of assisting an offender by hiding the murder weapon. But I think what's so egregious to people more than anything is the way that the police treated him in that instance. And
you said they face charges too, the police?
I don't know if they have. I don't know if they've done anything to the police, but I mean, it's sort of like I said, it's more of like a flashpoint where people are in England now feel like this is the whole issue that they're dealing with. When you talk about, and I don't know if you've read much about just some of the absolutely horrific stories of young women who have suffered terrible rape and abuse at the hands of immigrants. They even call them rape gangs that have been terrorizing parts of England.
I have heard that.
Things like that are going on that, and the government has kind of turned a deaf ear to. And there was one of the guys in the House of Commons the other day. He read like a 5-minute thing where he read the testimony of people that have endured some of this. And it makes you as angry as it makes you sick that this is even being, I mean, we're talking about England. We're talking about Great Britain, one of the greatest nations that's ever existed. And it's being absolutely destroyed right now because they can't keep the immigration stuff in check. So, and I think a lot of people see it as, kind of a bellwether for what could happen here if we're not careful, or really anywhere. So it's interesting. But all right, we got some other stuff we need to get to coming up next. Steven, tell us what we have on the show.
Healing Hearts Through Hooves, a local nonprofit. They're going to talk to us about their mission. We'll have them on for 1 segment.
All right, sounds good. We'll be back right after this.
KSYL.
This is the Bloomberg Money Minute. Tariffs are down, but they're not out. President Trump is proposing a new tariff of at least 10% on imports from 60 trading partners after his earlier tariffs were killed off by the Supreme Court. The move follows an investigation into how trade partners handle goods allegedly produced by forced labor. Checking on the markets, tech shares drove stocks to another record yesterday. The S&P 500 futures are looking at a lower open later this morning. And Garth Brooks has friends in low places, but he's now looking for ones with money. The country superstar is considering a sale of his music catalog. According to the Wall Street Journal, Brooks is said to be looking for roughly $2 billion for the rights to his songs. It would be among the largest deals for an individual artist or group. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
Partly sunny skies on this Wednesday. Good morning. 85 will be the high temperature-wise, so quite a bit cooler than it has been. We had a 60% chance of some late afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Now tonight, chance of some showers and thunderstorms up until about midnight. A 40% chance of that will get down to 68. And then Thursday, a partly sunny day, not bad. Afternoon highs near 85. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Talk back. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
All right, we're back. It is Wednesday. It is Talk Back, and we're glad you could be with us here on KSYL. And Steven, I'm going to let you introduce our guests for this morning.
Yeah, we have Melanie Moore and Amanda Luvera with Healing Hearts Through Hooves. You might know Miss Melanie from O'Mel's Farm over in Buckeye DeVille. I don't say either one. I say both now.
Right.
I get in trouble.
Good idea.
Yes. So tell us about y'all's mission. It's a new nonprofit. So,
Sure. Our mission, Healing Hearts Through Hooves, is a nonprofit, and we will be providing equine-assisted learning and animal-assisted experiences for people facing life challenges. Veterans, law enforcement, nurses, those suffering grief, youth facing difficult situations, things like that.
So when they go to the farm, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah, our goal is to provide weekend-long, 3-day, 3-night retreats at no cost to the participants if we can raise the funds. There's a program they work, particularly with equine, with horses, to help facilitate healing and things like that. Amanda can tell you more about that.
Yeah, so tell us how that works. And we all love animals, but they do a lot more than we think sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us this morning. Yeah. This has been a passion project of mine for over 20 years, equine-assisted learning and equine-assisted therapy. Horses are my passion, and my mission on this planet is to sprinkle horsey dust, whatever that looks like. And so the program helps take someone and identifies their intrinsic driving value. What are they supposed to be doing on this planet? And then we identify what's holding them back from being their best selves. So what is it, whether it's fear, whether it's scaredness, whether it's feeling judged, whatever it is that's holding them back from living their best selves. And then we have the horses. We do activities with the horses, and the horses help someone work through how they deal with problems. So whenever we have an activity, it may be an obstacle that the person has to get the horse to go over. And it's so interesting because when the person doesn't believe in themselves, the horses often won't do what they're supposed to do.
Really?
But when that person makes that transition and says, I can do this, this is what's holding me back, this is what's stopping me, the magic is watching the horse do what they're supposed to do without the person. Like, it's just such a fun experience to happen. And so we use those activities, and then the very last day, the person writes their new mission statement. What is it that they're going to do with their life? And they have a magical experience with the horse where the horse tells them what's holding them back from their best selves and what's keeping them from moving forward in the future. So it's a pretty powerful program, and it's something, you have so many people that don't want to sit and do talk therapy. Mm-hmm. And so this is a way to transition without talk therapy, traditional therapy.
How did y'all come up with this? How did y'all meet up? How did this all start?
So actually, we met a year ago. I have a bunch of goats at the farm, and we had a bunch of baby goats. And I was interested in doing a goat yoga session at the farm. Mm-hmm. Amanda is a yoga instructor, so I reached out to her, and that's how we met. We started doing goat yoga at the farm together.
Goat, y'all still do goat yoga?
Yeah. We just had one at the Fighting Hand Brewery for their 5-year anniversary.
Great.
And we had 16 participants show up, and we had 7 baby goats. It was so much fun.
So they just bother you the whole time in a good way.
Absolutely. They nibble on your hair. They headbutt each other. They jump on your back. They nibble your toes or your clothing. They're just so much fun to watch and participate with.
What's the goat that is, what's the word I'm looking for? He's always looking for a friend.
Hank.
Hank, yeah. He was a little upset when I was there. So.
He's a headbutter.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So do y'all interact with other animals during these sessions?
We do. We have Scottish Highland cows, which are my favorite. I enjoy spending time with them, brushing them. Just being in the presence of such a majestic creature and a 1,000-pound animal, letting you brush it and experience their energy and helps calm you. It helps lower your blood pressure. It decreases your heart rate. It helps you focus on being in the moment and to forget about the stressors of life. And we have goats. We have bunnies. A lot of people enjoy the bunnies. I've seen people pick up a bunny for 30 minutes, adults, and just sit and pet a bunny. So the bunny is helping them. They feel accepted. They feel loved. It's allowing them, just like dogs and cats at people's homes, just on a bigger scale.
I guess physiologically, what happens, do you think, when things like that happen?
Well, Melanie mentioned a couple of them, but your heart rate decreases, your blood pressure decreases. You have the ability to breathe a little bit better, and getting that oxygen in your body helps activate your vagus nerve. And that's where the healing and that's where the biology is of how the animals help.
So I know you guys want people to participate, but also help out too. You're a nonprofit. You need money, right?
Correct. We do.
So tell us how people can get involved.
Sure. We have a website, healingheartsthroughhooves.com. You can donate there. We have started a project. One thing that we're doing is called the Dollar Campaign. We realize times are tough right now. Gas is $4 a gallon. Diesel's, I think, $6,000 a gallon. No.
You would know right now, I'm sure. Yeah.
So, we realize people may not be able to donate a lot. So even $1, really, seriously, if we have everybody that listens to this right now, just go online and give $1. It'll help significantly. Our first retreat is in September. It's going to be for veterans, and we'd like to get it funded. We could use business sponsors. We're offering some sponsorship packages at the farm with big, beautiful signs with their, XYZ business sponsors the Highland Cow Pasture. Not only will our participants to the nonprofit retreats see that, all of the visitors to Old Mel's farm. We do birthday parties there every weekend. We have hundreds of guests. Wow. We do field trips. We do private tours. So it'll get seen by a lot of people. Those are some ways. We are creating a space, particularly in the horse pasture, made out of bricks. We have a brick donor where you can purchase a brick that'll be part of that, permanently, with a name of a loved one or a soldier or anything, really. So they can go to our website and purchase a brick. Anything else, Amanda? Oh, we have a fundraiser coming up. It's June 13th from 5 to 8. It's a family fun day.
Okay.
It's a $50 donation per car, per vehicle. The kids will get a horse ride. We're going to have Lulu's water slide. We're going to have a 18-foot water slide available for them. We'll have a toddler water slide and play area. They'll get to come and feed all the animals, and Chick-fil-A will be there also. So
Chick-fil-A.
From 5 to 8 on Saturday, June 13th. No, I'm sorry, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m.
3 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Yes.
Okay. And if people want to participate in this, how do they go about that? Like in the therapy sessions, if they're interested in that.
The veterans will be reaching out to
Okay.
some local, the VA, the military locally to start. And then we'll work on an application process as well that will be posted on our website.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, guys. We appreciate you spending the time with us.
Sure. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
All right, we're back right after this.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Sedla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
Problems. Everybody hates them, but everybody's got them. And now that it's getting hot again, you need to know about Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Got a cooling problem? Call Southern Air. Plumbing or drain problem? It's Southern Air again. Your power's out and you need a generator? Guess who? And keep those problems away all summer long with a system tune-up. Keep your family comfortable. Call Southern Air Heating and Cooling now at 318-777-5555 or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Cenla's best at Bricato's restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricato's Restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell doesn't fudge on deliciousness. Our new black raspberry fudge ice cream in pints and half gallons combines black raspberry flavored ice cream with dark chocolate flavored chunks and a chocolate fudge swirl. The result is real. Taste the truth.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we're back here on Wednesday morning. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell with you, 318-442-8255.
You almost gave your personal number there.
I almost did. That's why I had to pause for a second.
I was going to text you angrily.
Oh, just add it to the list. All right.
I hear you.
So I know you'll enjoy this. Governor Landry signed a bill into law yesterday. Say bye-bye to the vehicle inspection sticker program.
Adios.
The current program will be replaced by a QR code sticker sent in the mail when owners secure or renew their registration. The governor says this was easily the most popular bill he has signed.
He was saying that, we do all these tax reforms and these other things, this, that, and the other important stuff. But he goes, I'm going to be known as the governor who signs the inspection sticker elimination bill. And he's probably right.
Yes.
But, everyone's, I think, a little upset. They're like, well, we still have to get a sticker. But I think you just get it with your registration, which you already have to have.
Right. So QR code stickers will be a one-time $6 cost compared to the $10 annual sticker. The only information on the code is the VIN number. Safety inspections will be still required for some commercial vehicles, school buses, and farm vehicles. The legislation was sponsored by Stonewall Representative Larry Bagley.
He's been trying for a while.
Yes. He was getting stonewalled.
He was definitely getting stonewalled because I think a lot of the money was going to state police, funded some things. And so, I mean, like whenever we heard about the, inventory tax, which nobody likes, but unfortunately it pays for a lot of things that people have become accustomed to, right? So if you take it away, it becomes difficult. So they have to find a way to replace the money. So my question is can I just scrape it off now? Am I okay? Am I going to get stopped, arrested? When can I ceremonially scrape it? So I'm looking forward to that day.
Speaking of taxes, yesterday Florida lawmakers approved a sweeping property tax relief proposal from Governor DeSantis. It'll be a constitutional amendment on their November ballot that would dramatically expand homestead exemptions while shielding school district funding from the impact of the plan. Mostly passed along party lines. 3 Democrats did vote for the measure. 2 Republicans voted against it. The measure would increase Florida's current $50,000 homestead exemption to $150,000 next year, $250,000 the year after.
Wow.
I know. Though the expanded exemption would not apply to school district property tax levies. Voters will have the final say in November, but that's pretty significant for sure.
That'll help. I mean, the big killer, though, in Florida is, you know what it is, home insurance, because they always have hurricanes blowing through.
Right.
And so that's pretty astronomical, but I guess if you can save some money on the taxes, that does help. Yeah, for sure. Much more conservative way of going about things, I'd say. We're in line with the other conservative states. So.
Right.
Yeah, good for them.
I mean, we've had some attempts at tax reform in this state. I don't know that people are really feeling the impact of that. Because we
for
still
property tax or income tax?
And sales tax and income tax.
The income tax really, I mean, let's be honest, isn't that much. Saving you that much at the end of the day. The one that we have in Louisiana.
Right.
Florida doesn't have income tax.
So no income tax, unless you have a property over $250,000, no property tax. That's not too shabby.
Yeah, it's the home insurance is a killer.
Yeah.
And home prices are pretty astronomical because everyone was moving there.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's kind of settling down a little bit. And that was a big factor for us when we lived in Panama City was, we can't, with the home insurance and the price of the homes and, the price of daycare. You've worked in television now. It wasn't really making me rich by any means. So,
wait, working in television didn't make you rich?
Yeah, exactly. No, go figure. Yeah.
Well, you were just working in the wrong television.
Should have worked for 60 Minutes or something.
I know.
Yeah.
What were they saying? Scott Pelley was getting like $5 million a year.
They're making like this whole this is with the Scott Pelley situation. If you don't know, he was fired from CBS yesterday, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're making this whole it's democracy withering and blah blah blah. Scott Pelley was, for one, he's been removed. He's been down, had demotions for the past couple of years. They took him off of the nightly news, whatever they called it. He's been withering away, and whenever you talk crap to your bosses, they're not going to really want you on. Yeah, and the guy they brought in as the executive producer. He claims that Pelley was in there working against him from the start because he didn't have experience. So it's always much more to the story than democracy is dying.
And even backing up from there, when they brought in Barry Weiss to run the operation, they saw her as being basically an extension of the Trump administration. But if you know Barry Weiss, she's hardly that. If anything, she's actually somebody that seems to believe in the real principles of journalism and not what news has become, which is veiled activism, especially organizations like CBS. So, Pelley, if you just watch him, just his whole pompous demeanor, and if you can ever find the clip, go watch when he interviewed the ladies from the Moms of Liberty. They were some of the women that were opposing things that were being taught in schools, and during that whole time period right after COVID, where people got to watch at home what was actually being taught in schools, and it kind of led to this movement. But You know, one of the things he put out a statement yesterday saying, I've been in combat in Iraq. I've been in combat in Afghanistan. And I'm seeing all these veterans piling on. They're like, you weren't in combat. You were covering the people that were in combat. But it's just this.
Who cares? You're doing your job, and then you're not doing your job anymore. So the way they want it to.
No, there's this whole thing in journalism, and obviously we know because we've come out of it, where people that get in the business get in their head just this level of self-importance that the rest of the world really doesn't see.
No, they're very sanctimonious.
And even less so now. I mean, there's the trust in national media is at an all-time low.
I mean, I'm going to say this too, and I was going to get into this in just a second. You know, everyone's making a big to-do about this, at least some people like you who grew up with it, but nobody cares. No one knows. Most people don't even know what 60 Minutes is.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Right.
Nobody, and we always say, like, the media is so unfair to the administration. No one cares. Like, the media doesn't have the weight that it used to.
No.
No.
The audiences are growing older, and I know that's what people that are running CBS News Now see, is that it's going to have to be a completely different approach than what they're doing now. I mean, in a way, you still have to keep doing some of what you're doing now because there is an audience there, but it's not the audience that it used to be. And
it's expiring. It's put it lightly.
It's aging out.
Yeah.
Heading to the grave is another way to say it. And that's just happening to so many institutions in our country right now, but especially in media because of the way people consume media.
I mean, just look at it, though. I mean, the way that not even my generation, I'd say even your generation and below, the way they consume media, if you look at the theaters, one, you got to beg people to go out there and see a movie.
Right.
A Star Wars film is being beat by some YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like, that's the world we live in now. People just don't care about legacy media or legacy entertainment like they used to.
Well, Nick Shirley actually testified on Capitol Hill yesterday. He was called in for a hearing, which he said only 2 Democrats on the committee showed up. The rest of them didn't show up. But Nick Shirley, to Stephen's point, is a YouTuber. He is the guy that just got out in the Minnesota community, started going around door to door, business to business, to these supposed learning centers that were created by all of these Leering centers by Somali immigrants, and found out it was all a bunch of scams. And it exploded from there. Then he went out to California and started doing it about Medicaid scams and hospice scams. Well, CBS eventually came behind him and did a story finding what he was reporting was legit. But it was because a YouTuber was doing it, not the media outlets that should be doing it. So,
and not to, like, you know, throw knives or anything, but whenever we have callers or people comment like the president is treated so unfairly by the national media and they're working against them, maybe that's true, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore.
There's so many alternatives now.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. Yep.
But I get the victimhood is good for politics, but it doesn't. It's completely irrelevant. They don't have the weight they used to.
That's true. So
I get all of my news as a heavy news consumer from YouTube commentators.
Yeah.
You know, or X. I probably just go to X for most of my news, or Facebook.
So
you should get your news from Sinlaw Update.
Maybe Scott Pelley and Jim Acosta can combine and do their own newscasts.
And Don Lemon.
Here you go. We'll be right back.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
I'm John Fleming, and I authorized and paid for this ad.
When money is being hidden, lies are being told. The Accountability Project, a pro-Julia Letlow operation, refuses to disclose its donors. Millions to attack and lie about John Fleming. Who's pulling Letlow's strings? The hidden donors will tell you, but the money and donors are hidden. Hidden money, financing big lies. Fact, John Fleming was Deputy Chief of Staff for President Trump, serving several feet away from the Oval Office. Fact, Fleming never lobbied for a foreign country or Big Pharma. He represented Bossier Parish to help Barksdale Air Force Base. Fact, Letlow supports quotas, preferences of DEI. Fleming opposes it. Fact, Letlow graded F, failure on border security. Fleming an A. Fact, Fleming opposes carbon sequestration. Letlow voted for it. And Letlow's fiancée is a big-time carbon sequestration lobbyist. And that's billions for some global companies and investors. Hiding money, hiding donors, so they can hide Letlow's record. Now, who's the fraud in this election?
John Fleming is a total fraud.
I was Trump's Deputy Chief of Staff.
Lie. Fleming was never Trump's Deputy Chief of Staff. Trump never appointed Fleming Deputy Chief of Staff. And Fleming never held the title Deputy Chief of Staff. Fleming lied about his work with Trump. The truth? Fleming worked with Dr. Fauci and Mike Pence. Fleming, Fauci, Pence. They met 3 or 4 times a week, pushing vaccines and masks on Americans, on our children. Fleming bragged about it to his hometown newspaper, John Fleming. He lied about working with Trump, lied and voted for carbon capture, lied and cashed in as a lobbyist, lied and voted against border security. Fleming lied and teamed up with Dr. Fauci and Mike Pence. John Fleming is a fraud. See the facts for yourself. Visit FlemingIsAFraud.com. Accountability Project paid for and is responsible for this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Remember when eating corn right off the cob was one of your favorite summertime treats? Or how about taking a big bite out of a crisp, fresh apple? If it's been a while since you enjoyed these delightful activities, chances are your teeth are no longer up for the task. But now there's great news. The folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville are Cenla's dental implant experts. They're both highly trained and experienced in the procedure. Now with thousands of completely satisfied, delighted patients. They make dental implant surgery simple by using today's most current technologies, along with in-office IV sedation administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist. You'll be in and out before you know it, without all the anxiety. Plus, at Today's Dental, their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Go back to crunching all your favorite foods. Give Today's Dental a call at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 448-4540.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
Oh, there we go. Button didn't turn on. All right.
Hello, goodbye.
Hello, goodbye. Yes, we have the music coming up in 10 seconds that tells us that we are out of time for hour number 1. But fortunately, we have a whole nother hour coming up where we can talk about all sorts of topics.
Whatever.
Yes, yes. So we will do that with you, hopefully.
The people.
We've taken this show from them and have given it to you, the people.
Do things for you, the people, so you can call.
All right. Listen to the news, then we'll be back.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenla Broadcasting. AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3 HD3, Alexandria. It's 8 o'clock.
President Trump wants to meet with Iran's supreme leader. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Mojtaba Khamenei was wounded in the first strikes in this conflict that killed his father, Iran's previous supreme leader. And as talks continue trying to work out a deal, the president tells the New York Post's Pod Force One podcast.
He is giving approval because that's the way it has been for a long, long time.
his father, and then him. I guess it's a succession. But we seem to be getting along quite well.
The president also confirms he did have a tense call with Israel's prime minister over the continued Israeli attacks on Hezbollah and Lebanon, saying at some point that must stop. Hezbollah fired more rockets into Israel today. And as Fox's Trey Inkst reports from Tel Aviv, the U.S. and Iran have fought again.
Iran attacked Kuwait and Bahrain with missiles and drones. At least one person was killed and more than 60 wounded, in addition to significant damage caused to the international airport in Kuwait.
Iran also fired other missiles at Kuwait and Bahrain that were shot down, retaliating for a U.S. attack on an island in the Strait of Hormuz.
CENTCOM confirmed striking an Iranian military ground control station on the island and described the targeting as defensive in nature. Before that, U.S. forces also disabled an unladen oil tanker that was attempting to sail toward an Iranian port.
Now, they've been counting primary votes in 6 states. In California, Trump-backed Republican Steve Hilton is in the lead in the race for governor. Democrat Javier Becerra is in second so far.
There are lots of ballots left to be counted. It appears that we are on track to advance to November.
The top 2 will face off in that election. That's the same in Los Angeles, where Mayor Karen Bass finished first in her primary. Spencer Pratt, a reality TV star, is second in the voting so far and confident.
I hope she's ready, because I literally could not be more excited.
In Iowa, Republican Congresswoman Ashley Hinson and Democrat Josh Turek won Senate primaries. The winner will replace retiring GOP Senator Joni Ernst. America's listening to Fox News.
Here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250, micro, to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
There is an empty cell on death row in Florida the morning after Andrew Lukehart got a lethal injection after saying in his last words he's sorry, and then he read a Bible verse.
He was executed after an extended stint on death row for the 1997 killing of his girlfriend's infant daughter, Gabrielle Henshaw. After murdering the 5-month-old, he threw the body into a pond. This was Florida's 8th execution so far this year.
That's Fox's Tom Graham. There's anger overseas over a murder in England following a conviction there.
Protests on the streets of Southampton.
You got nothing coming, mate.
The anger follows the death of 18-year-old Henry Novak, killed in that city in December. His murderer, Vikram Digwa, who is Sikh, falsely told police he was the victim of a racist assault. Officers handcuffed Novak and refused to believe he'd been stabbed. The teenager repeatedly told them, "I can't breathe." Prime Minister Keir Starmer said he was sickened by police body cam footage. The UK's Home Secretary today accusing far-right activists of trying to stir up racial violence. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
On Wall Street, the day after record highs, Dow futures are down, but NASDAQ futures are up slightly. The battle for hockey's Stanley Cup started last night.
Carolina got off to a hot start, scoring the first 2 goals of the game, including one that came just 25 seconds in. It was back and forth after that as the game remained tied at 4 in the third period. But Vegas ultimately got their golden goal.
Hurdle into the dot. The second back for Hurdle. He scores! Tomas Hurdle! Then it's 5-4 Vegas.
The call on ABC. Tomas Hurdle with the go-ahead goal as Vegas wins it 5-4 to take the first game of the series. Tony Genualdo, Fox News.
Tonight, the NBA Finals start, the Knicks versus the Spurs. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Louisiana Radio Network News, I'm Michelle Southern. Governor Jeff Landry has signed a law that eliminates the vehicle inspection sticker.
Jeff Palermo has that.
Landry says the public strongly supported this bill.
The bill that I'm going to sign seems to be the most popular one of any of the ones that I've talked about.
Starting January 1st, most vehicles will receive a $6 QR code instead of traveling to a vehicle inspection site and paying for a $10 inspection sticker. The bill's author, Stonewall Representative Larry Bagley, has spent years trying to do away with the inspection sticker program, and he says Landry's support made the difference.
I never could get the administration before behind it.
I'm Jeff Palermo.
East Baton Rouge, Livingston, West Baton Rouge, Ascension, and Iberville parishes all require a separate emissions test on top of the standard inspection. Gas prices continue to fall nationwide. Louisiana's average for a gallon of regular stands at $3.80, which is down 3 cents from the prior day and 17 cents lower than the same time last week. LRN. The Louisiana Legislative Republican delegation is pleased with what they were able to accomplish this session. Chairman and Monroe Representative Michael Echols says lawmakers made smart investments by using state savings to put another $500 million into roads and infrastructure and $360 million into economic development.
Instead of putting them on a revenue stabilization fund, we put them out back to work for the constituents through infrastructure and economic development.
Echols is also happy about the package of bills passed aimed at strengthening jobs in the state. Adam Knapp, the CEO of Leaders for a Better Louisiana, says one of the outcomes of the session is a restructured workforce delivery system, including modernization of the incumbent worker training program.
They have pre-employment training needs for folks they haven't hired yet, that they may need to spend some money on that training. They have the ability to set up internship or apprenticeship programs for students that they want to try to recruit, as well as programs for upskilling and training their existing workers.
Michelle Southern, LouisianaRadioNetwork.com.
Blended families, bonus children, and co-parenting can bring amazing experiences, but it can also be overwhelming and complicate your estate plan. How can families navigate the process when entering into this wonderful journey? I'm George Fine with Fine Legal Services. When it comes to your family's questions, our team can make planning for the future seamless and transparent. Call your Alexandria, Louisiana attorneys, George Fine and Jeremy Cedars, at 318-767-2226 to learn more, or visit fine-lawyers.com.
LSBA number LA2316294.
Partly sunny skies on this Wednesday. Good morning. 85 will be the high temperature-wise. Quite a bit cooler than it has been. We had a 60% chance of some late afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Now tonight, chance of some showers and thunderstorms up until about midnight. A 40% chance of that will go down to 68. And then Thursday, a partly sunny day. Not bad. Afternoon highs near 85. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dick Grayson. It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
All right, welcome back, everyone. It's hour number 2 of Talk Back here on your Wednesday morning. I'm Al Quartermont along with Stephen Maxwell. So glad you could be with us here today. Did you play on video games when you were a kid? Backyard baseball?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the computer.
And who is your favorite player in backyard baseball?
Something Pedro.
Pablo?
Pablo, that's it.
Pablo Sanchez?
Pablo Sanchez.
All right, so the Milwaukee Brewers, I think tomorrow night, are hosting a backyard baseball night, and everyone gets a Pablo Sanchez bobblehead. So to help promote it, on Monday, they had someone dressed up in a Pablo Sanchez costume. It was kind of like an inflatable head, like a huge, backyard baseball head.
Yeah.
And he ended up, they had him sit like in the first row right next to the dugout. So you couldn't help but see it, right? And I felt bad for people that were sitting behind it because it was such a large head. There was no way. Here, I'll show you a picture of it.
That is a big Pablo.
So when he sat there, though, the Brewers exploded. They had like 7 runs in the inning on their way to a 16-2 win. So everyone's kind of joking that now the Brewers need to have him there every game. Even Bryce Terang, one of their big hitters, said, if we got to bring him back, let's bring him back.
You got to do it.
The impact of Pablo Sanchez.
Nothing like sports superstition.
Yeah, but the writer for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel did an article about it after the game. And he was talking about the generational divide, even in the locker room, where some of the older players, the guys like in their 30s, about your age, Christian Yelich, Brandon Woodruff, were going crazy because it was Pablo Sanchez. And they were so excited. And then some of the younger players that are only like in their early 20s had no idea who he was.
Wow.
Isn't that sad?
It's very sad. Great game.
And of course, older people didn't know who he was either.
Pablo
Like,
Sanchez?
like the Giants radio announcers were like, there's some big figure sitting. We don't know what that is.
Yeah, we played it all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was a great game.
Pablo Sanchez, trying to remember some of the other. We played it on the Wii. Kids, we got backyard baseball for the Wii.
Oh, I didn't know they had it on the Wii.
Yeah.
It was on PC for the longest.
It was fun. And you could like do special things with like pitches or your bat. Like make the ball go like.
Oh, yeah.
Fun stuff. So you had it on the PC.
Oh, yeah. That's where it started, I think.
Okay. That's your love for baseball.
Oh, that was I mean, we played all the time, me and my friends, and probably got mad at each other. That one and Mortal Kombat are the two biggest ones we would play against each other. Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Our number is 318-442-8255. It's the BOM Bank Talk Line. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Yes. After listening to the latest liberal lying Letlow commercial, let me try something here real quick. Just a second. Okay. And let me see. I need to put you on. Well, I can do without. Anyway, talking about how Dr. Fleming didn't serve as an assistant to the president. So I asked Siri. So let me read this quickly. It says, Dr. Fleming served as President Donald Trump's deputy chief of staff from March 2020 to the end of the administration on January 2021. He was officially appointed to the role, specifically serving as assistant to the president for planning and implementation and White House deputy chief of staff. In late March 2020, after previously serving in the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and as Assistant Secretary of Commerce. So, do you believe Siri or do you believe liberal lying Letlow? I believe Siri.
Okay. And I've heard John explain more fully kind of the context of all of that, including the allegation that he worked with Fauci and Mike Pence.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was part of that task force that was assigned, which at the time, if you go back, was not seen as nefarious in any way. I mean, what has happened since then? But that was in the early stages of all of it when they were trying to figure out what this is, how to work against it, what to do. So I hate attack ads like those. They just make my skin crawl. If anything, it makes me absolutely not want to vote for a person that would allow those to be being done. So,
yeah. If it's telling the truth about somebody, that's one thing. Right. If it's an absolute lie, that is another. That just kills them for me. Anyway,
well, and when you look at who's behind this pack that's running those ads, you know, I mean, it's, yeah.
Well, you got Governor Landry involved in that, so I don't know. It's but I'll be checking on some other stuff. But anyway, you and Steven have a good day.
Thanks.
And
thank you, sir.
Appreciate the show.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so June 27th is the runoff, which would be 3 weeks from Saturday. I know we'll have early voting coming up as well. I meant to check. We need to check with the registrar. But if you voted in the primary and you check the box, let's say you were no party or independent, and you check the box saying you want to still be no party, can you change that for this vote?
No.
Or
no. You're set. Okay, if you voted Republican, you have to stay in Republican. Is that what you mean?
Right. So the paper you were given, if you showed up at the polls on Election Day in May, and you are registered as either independent or no party, well, first of all, if you're independent, they folded you, the state did this, they folded you into the no party classification.
Okay.
But when like the person working at the polling station saw your name, it would show what affiliation you have next to it, Republican, Democrat, or no party. If you're listed as no party, they gave you a piece of paper, a document, and it had at the top 3 boxes that you needed to check, one of which before you entered into the poll. I think where the confusion came is people thought that that document was meaning that they were going to actually change parties. So if you're no party and you wanted to vote Republican, you had to check Republican. It wasn't changing your affiliation for all time. It was merely allowing you to vote in the primary as a Republican. If you check no party because that's what you are, and you didn't want to change your affiliation, which you really weren't changing your affiliation, you were just declaring how you wanted to vote for this race, then you entered the polling place and saw no name.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing for you to vote on other than the amendments and any local taxes.
Yep.
And that's where a lot of people got kind of confused and even upset. Now, someone asked me, if I voted that way last time, can I change it for this time?
If you click the no party.
Right.
I'll ask right now. She's usually pretty quick.
Okay.
Probably. I think you're donezo, but I'll check.
That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. But it's darn confusing. And they really kind of, I feel like the state kind of botched it on this one, because the reality is you've got to make things as simple as possible for people, because most people don't pay attention. And then when they get there, they get easily confused. Now, we had talked about it enough on this show that I knew the deal going in. But even with that, even with having plenty of knowledge, it kind of made me pause for a second to really read this document. Okay, now what is this doing?
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. The other thing that made it confusing was, so if you checked Republican or you checked Democrat, when you got into the polling booth, not only was the Senate race on there, but the congressional race was on there. And you could click on the congressional race and vote how you wanted to for that candidate in the primary. But guess what? It didn't count because those races were suspended. They just didn't have enough time to change the screen that you voted on.
Yeah. No, it's confusing. And the registrar said it would be confusing. And they're going to have some issues, but I texted her, and she's usually pretty quick. So if I get an answer before the show's over, I'll let you know.
All right, cool.
Or I'll post it on KSYL if it's over. If I get an answer.
Right.
I'm pretty sure, though, once you click it, you're in it. And you can't vote until the November. But I could be wrong.
At which point in the November election, then you'll be able to vote for whoever you want to. But it's going to be only a runoff at that point, Senate-wise. It's only going to be a runoff, not a runoff, but it's going to be a head-to-head, the Republican candidate versus the Democrat candidate.
Yeah.
But then you'll also have all those other party candidates, if there are any, on that same list as well. Those other parties didn't have a primary.
Yes.
So there might be an independent candidate. There might be a libertarian candidate. There might be a Green Party candidate. There might be a Purple Haze candidate. I don't know.
I think we had a caller a couple of weeks ago, and this is kind of how I felt from the start, is I know they're trying to give people an opportunity to transition, but if you're not in the party, you should just not vote in the party.
Yeah.
I am no party. I don't feel like I should have a right to vote in the Republican primary or the Democratic primary.
That's fair, unless you want to change your affiliation.
Isn't that and you can change your affiliation in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Online.
Exactly. Right.
So I don't know.
Now for the congressional races in November, is it November 11th or November 3rd, whatever date that is. For the congressional races, it'll be an open primary.
Yeah.
So it'll be the old Louisiana traditional jungle primary. That is, Republicans, Democrats, and everyone else will be in that one race. You'll pick who you want. If your preferred candidate gets 50+1, they win outright. If they don't, then the top 2 vote getters will go to a runoff in December. I mean, talk about just making something unnecessarily confusing.
Yeah,
That's what we've done. On top of the fact that now we'll have, again, new congressional districts that people are going to have to figure out. Which one am I in again? So,
who are you in?
I will be in the 5th now. I've been in the 4th, the last cycle, because of the way they gerrymandered the map.
They should just gerrymander Grant to one district by itself.
That's it.
And you can run.
They couldn't handle me.
They couldn't handle the truth. You have to have a Culver's in every parish. That'll be your platform.
I feel like if I were elected to something like that, they probably, here's what I imagine they do. They bring you into like some kind of room and they show like every ounce of dirt that they've got on you.
Yeah.
That's not even really that bad. If they make it seem bad, so that you'll vote the way they want to. But hey, maybe I'll at least get good at picking stocks, right?
Does the dirt even matter anymore? We see so much dirt now.
Yeah.
The wall's dirty. You know?
It'd be cool if somebody like said, like they had enough in their life where they didn't care and they just said, every single dirty thing they do, I'm just going to expose it all. I'm just going to say, here's what happens.
The candidate?
And yeah, just like if you won like a congressional seat like that, and like just take to like TikTok every day and say, okay, here's what's really going on. So people would see. I mean, it's kind of happening a little bit. You're starting to see some of that somewhat, but it'd be cool if somebody could actually do that.
So what would yours be?
I don't know. I jaywalked one time.
Yeah. That was too many drinks at Eastside.
Everything they'd have on me would be before I was 26. So,
unless you did something egregious, we should leave all that out.
Yeah. Right.
What you do before 30. Because we're pretty stupid.
All right, we got to take a quick break. Back right after this.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
This summer, your next adventure starts right here in Alexandria Pineville. Shop local and find hidden gems around every corner, from antique shops and specialty stores to unique indoor shopping destinations. Whether you're looking for fashion, home decor, gifts, or something uniquely local, you'll find it right here in Alexandria Pineville. Make a day of it. Shop local, eat local, and explore Alexandria Pineville this summer with fun for the whole family. Visit explorelouisiana.com to plan your trip today.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Cenla's best at Bricato's Restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricato's Restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
America's commercial airlines compete with different routes, onboard cuisine, especially in business class, and of course fares. But behind the scenes, there's a race to provide better and better Wi-Fi connectivity. From America's #1 travel radio show, this is your Arm World Travel Minute. I'm Rudy Maxa. Once upon a time, ground stations connected planes in the air with the internet. Service was slow and spotty. Today, satellites provide that link to planes. We used to pay to connect to the internet until 3 years ago when Delta announced free Wi-Fi for members of its frequent flyer program. Only JetBlue was offering free service at the time. Today, most carriers don't charge, and satellites, mostly Elon Musk's Starlink array of satellites, provide service and improve coverage aloft. Now, Delta just announced it will outfit 500 of its planes beginning in 2028 with a new satellite service called LEO that's owned by, believe it or not, Amazon. That'll provide speeds 3 to 5 times faster than today's. While we wait for the installation of Delta's new system, flyers should know that Delta's existing service by Viasat and Hughes Network Systems will provide trans-Pacific coverage beginning this fall. More travel info at armworldtravel.com.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BON Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BON Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Talkback. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Okay, we are back. Al and Steven with you here on your Wednesday morning. All right, so just looking at the numbers for Los Angeles, 63% of the votes are in. I mean, think about that, Stephen. It's a major U.S. city, and 12 hours after their polls closed, they still only have 63%. That's insane. This is even more why we need the SAVE Act put in place. I mean, if you have you noticed that like these late tabulation things only happen in states that don't have ID for voting?
Mm.
It's insane that we don't have it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It really is. All right. So 63% of the votes are in. Karen Bass, 34.8%. Spencer Pratt, 30.4%. The other one, was it Nithya Raman? Is that how you say her name?
I don't know.
22.3%. So
how many votes?
As far as
total, a rough.
It doesn't give like the total.
Because when I looked this morning, it was like 60% of the vote. It was only like 300,000 people that voted.
Well, if you look at the top three, Bass 172,000, Pratt 151,000, okay. Rahman 110,000.
So 400.
And then the other candidates probably have a collective 50,000. So
500,000 people out of a bajillion people voted in that race.
Yeah.
So even if they another 500,000, so 1 million out of, I'm sure, the registered voters, there were significantly more.
I mean, if you're looking, if they're saying 63% of the vote, that would probably leave, because we're looking at about so roughly 500,000. So you're thinking probably another, 400,000 votes would be out there. And in that, if you go by the current trending percentage, it looks pretty good for Pratt. Like Rahman would need like all of a sudden just like a surge of voters for her, which if that happens, I mean, it's obvious they're cheating. It's not even debatable, because why would all of a sudden you have like this huge surge for her when in what they have so far, there hasn't been that. You know what I'm saying? So
maybe. I just would say that they're very liberal over there.
But the point would be is if they were, they probably would vote for Bass.
I mean, I'm not trying to be contrarian, but there's probably some Democrats and super liberals who would vote for the more progressive candidate. I'm not trying to be annoying.
I mean, which is Bass.
But the other lady is veering on the Democrat socialist wing. And I'm sure there's a significant number of those, you know?
I mean, come on.
The city of Los Angeles has 2.2 million registered voters. It's way less than I thought.
Wow.
Los Angeles County has almost 6 million.
Yeah. But again, when you don't use voter ID, how do you really know?
Yeah, that seems to be a problem.
Who's showing up? So this is where it's frustrating that I can't access my X account today because I had a lot of good content regarding all of that. But nonetheless, maybe by Friday it'll be working. All right. Interesting that Axios the other day, did you see their reporting about the call that President Trump had with Benjamin Netanyahu?
I saw a little bit of it. Wasn't too happy.
Yeah. Yeah. So Axios reported the other day that Trump and Netanyahu had a rather terse conversation. So yesterday, Trump was being interviewed. Come on. Now it's wanting me to sign up for free access. Doggone it. I hate, sometimes it just annoys the mess out of me.
They got to make their money.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get it to load in this time.
I'm looking it up to you. I'm trying.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, he told him he was bleeping crazy, and it had to do with their continued attacks on Lebanon. And it's interesting because one of the narratives that you kind of hear right now in the more social media spaces is that, Trump is controlled by Netanyahu in Israel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Trump was doing an interview yesterday with Miranda Devine, who's a reporter with, I believe, the New York Post. And she asked him on our New York Post podcast if he called Netanyahu bleeping crazy and that Netanyahu would be in prison if not for Trump. Trump's answer, I did. I wouldn't say angry, Trump said. I was a little bit perturbed at his constant fighting with Lebanon. At some point, I said, Bibi, you got to stop this. We got to stop it. He said he also mentioned he likes Netanyahu and has worked well with him.
Well, you're talking about some of the politics behind the conflict war with Iran and Israel and everything, and you brought up that a lot of people believe that America and American politicians and even the president are completely sold out to Israel for a number of reasons. We've seen Epstein involved with that or whatever the case may be. A lot of conspiracy theories and the sort. But this is kind of a result of the populism that has attracted MAGA to Trump and from a lot of the progressive populism too. You think of like the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur, who is one of the big populists on the left, who even kind of, softened up on Trump recently saying, a true populist, let's see what he can do, right? But you're kind of seeing them come together. They're almost merging, saying, oh, Israel has taken over our government. Israel and AIPAC has all the money and bought out our politicians. And we're truly not a constitutional republic because we're under the thumb of Israel. So that's kind of the sentiment we're seeing. And I've heard a lot of MAGA-type conservatives kind of buy into that notion as well. So it's kind of weird how those two sides have come together on that issue.
Yeah, it is. And it's kind of some of the dynamics that we're looking at right now, which has been even more kind of heightened with what's going on in Iran. So, yeah, but...
And you're seeing the Tuckers and all of them kind of jump on that ship as well.
Yeah, they've wigged out. I don't get what they're doing, but,
Well, we kind of, to be fair, especially on the right, we're kind of the challenge to authority all the time. We always question leaders and their motives and stuff, but when it comes to the president and his decision-making in Iran, which I do agree to a certain extent that it's really hard to comment because we just don't know the ins and outs and the intricacies of foreign policy.
Right.
But then you almost kind of take a back seat on the criticisms of a leader because it's the one you like, Otherwise, we're going to be like, okay, why are we in Iran? Or why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? But whenever it's the one we like, it's always, well, that's what, we don't really know what's going on. So we're going to trust him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it has to go both ways almost. And I'm not saying that's my sentiment. My personal opinions on the matter might kind of shock everybody. But it's weird how politics works.
Yeah, to say the least. All right, we got to take a break. More coming up.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. On Wall Street, investors are kind of hitting the pause button a bit on renewed skirmishes in the Middle East. Also, the U.S. proposing a new tariff of at least 10% on imports from 60 trading partners. Truckers are driving slower to save on fuel. Wall Street Journal citing an INRIX report saying they hit the brakes starting in April to save gas. Slowing by a few miles an hour can save you hundreds of dollars a week if you're driving a truck. Country music star Garth Brooks considering a sale of his catalog, eyeing roughly $2 billion for the rights to his songs and recordings. Bookings for all-inclusive resorts are surging this year as travelers seek relief from economic anxiety and the appeal of a fixed-cost vacation where they don't have to think of the price while they're actually on vacation. And McDonald's going all in on the FIFA World Cup with a Squishmallows Happy Meal and a new collectible meal for the kids at heart. The Happy Meals feature 23 Squishmallows that are World Cup themed. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Remember when eating corn right off the cob was one of your favorite summertime treats? Or how about taking a big bite out of a crisp, fresh apple? If it's been a while since you enjoyed these delightful activities, chances are your teeth are no longer up for the task. But now there's great news. The folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville are Cenla's dental implant experts. They're both highly trained and experienced in the procedure. Now with thousands of completely satisfied, delighted patients. They make dental implant surgery simple by using today's most current technologies. Along with in-office IV sedation administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist, you'll be in and out before you know it, without all the anxiety. Plus, at Today's Dental, their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Go back to crunching all your favorite foods. Give Today's Dental a call at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 448-4540.
Have a Class A or B CDL? Want to drive a local route every day? If you said yes, then you're who we're looking for. Waste Connections of Alexandria, Natchitoches, and Lafayette is hiring drivers with CDL license. You'll get competitive wages, paid vacations, a company stock program, a 401k with company match, medical, dental, vision, life, and disability insurance, and a local route with you at home with your family every night. Apply now at wasteconnections.com/employment. That's wasteconnections.com.
Partly sunny skies on this Wednesday. Good morning. 85 will be the high temperature-wise. Quite a bit cooler than it has been. We had a 60% chance of some late afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Now tonight, chance of some showers and thunderstorms up until about midnight. A 40% chance of that will go down to 68. And then Thursday, a partly sunny day. Not bad. Afternoon highs near 85. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
All right, we are back here. Al and Stephen with you for about another 25 minutes or so. 318-442-8255 is the phone number here on Talkback. Let's see. Any big news plans for today?
Got a couple of stories. Just posted one. A local dance studio is needing some help with some boats. Just a cool little story. They did a dance in honor of Michael Laborde, who was a Menard student who tragically passed away about a year ago now.
Yeah.
And his mother is Steps by Stephanie owner, Stephanie Laborde. So they have a little online competition. If you go to the video and just vote real quick for them, that'll really help them out and get this in-house workshop they're really wanting to get. So, and Stephanie's awesome. They do a great job over there, big in the Menard community. So we love them. She was also my coach for Dancing with the Stars. I know I let her down there, but hopefully the video make up for that. So please go vote on my page and all of our pages. Also, Rapides Regional has a big unveiling for some extensions to the hospital. I'm also going to have a story with the Diocese of Alexandria. They've seen an uptick on people wanting to become Catholic, and it kind of fits the trend of what we're seeing across the nation and globe. And so we talked to them about that. Why do they think it's happening? And for the first time ever in the diocese history in Alexandria, they've had what they call an off-season OCIA class. So OCIA it's classes for people wanting to convert to Catholicism. It usually runs from fall and ends in the Easter Mass where you get confirmed, but they had an off-season one between those because of the demand of people who want to get into the church. So we talked to them about that, plus a couple other stories we have going on.
All right.
Huckleberry is having their big birthday bash, Huckleberry Brewing Company, in a couple of days, so we'll talk with them. And they always put on great events, a lot of fun. If you like the craft beer scene, they are fantastic and great people who run it. So stuff going on. Lots of stuff. That's it.
All right.
Unless something happens.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Very cool. You are the guy that is covering all kinds of stuff in the community. And I know people really do appreciate that.
Try to keep up with it all.
Yeah.
It's fun. We miss a few things, but we get things that others don't. A little off the beaten path.
Mm-hmm.
We'll also be going to...
You are doing what they call the old shoe leather journalism.
That's right. My shoes are worn out. We'll also be going to Natchitoches next week for the first time in Cenla Update history. We'll be checking out some of the cool places they have there, including one of our favorites, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. So we'll be highlighting what they do over there. I've never been, so I'm excited to go. And we'll check out some other places.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they have the induction ceremony coming up. Is it later this month?
Oh, good. Perfect timing.
Let me check. Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame.
Al, do you want to be my Natchitoches reporter? I need someone to kind of hang out there.
It's June 25th through the 27th is this year's induction ceremony.
Well, that's perfect then.
Yeah. So the 26th, which is the Friday, is when they have the bowling bash, and that's down here in Alexandria.
Nice.
Yeah.
Four Seasons?
Yeah. I think the last time you and I were at Four Seasons was after the tornado hit.
I was about to say when it got blasted. Ripped the sign off.
I grew up in like the bowling capital of America, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And you're no good, huh?
Like people love bowling. They're bowling leagues for adults. You know, they don't have that here, do they?
I think they have bowling leagues.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless they quit.
Oh, maybe so. But that was a big thing. I mean, like, a lot of the people I knew, they were in bowling leagues.
What do people do for fun now? Like, I call it like old people sports that like I'm in now, where I'm not really in the mood to, go pick up basketball or something, but I needed some sort of hobby.
I don't have.
What do you do now?
I don't have the range of motion with my body the way I used to. I don't think I'd be good at bowling. Not that I ever really was, but man, I had one of my friends bowled like a 300, and that's really hard to do.
We go bowling with I think I went last year with some kid's birthday party.
Yeah.
Because we got a bajillion kids in my side of the family.
It is a fun.
It's okay. I'm not a huge fan of it.
It's a fun family sport. But
pizza and beer,
Yeah.
Or just pizza. I don't really drink too much, but just having a beer to look at makes it seem more legit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess pickleball is the new bowling, which is a fun sport.
Sure.
Sweating a little too much, but
yeah.
Mahjong is the new sport, especially if you're a woman.
What is that?
Mahjong's like the new thing.
What is it?
I guess some card game.
Oh,
some sort.
Okay.
Board game.
Really?
Yeah, all the older people like to play it. They even have a Mahjong class coming up at Little Cakes. I thought about doing it.
Okay.
And so it's picking up Mahjong and pickleball.
You need to do a story so that we know what we're talking about.
I know.
All right, let's go to the phone.
I heard it's complicated.
Good morning, you're on Talk Back.
Good morning, you all.
Hi.
Al, they have this program where the government got some kind of program that'll be paying for to get a roof put on your house.
Fortified roof program. Yes.
What is it called?
The Fortified Roof Program.
Can you spell it for me?
Like Fort, Forti, F-I-E-D.
Go so four, like the number 4.
No, F-O-R-T.
F-O-R-T. Oh, 4.
I-F-I-E-D.
Okay.
Fortified Roof Program. If you go to Louisiana.gov, you should be able to just search and find out about it there.
Louisiana.gov.
Or LA.gov. Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right, y'all. Have a blessed day.
Yes, ma'am. Glad we could help.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. More calls coming in, but we'll be right back.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
Need office supplies, janitorial supplies, or office furniture, either new or pre-owned? Then look no further than DTW Office Supply, with wholesale prices on a large selection of top quality products, all with the personalized hometown service that you deserve. We're proud to serve the entire state of Louisiana with daily deliveries right to your door. Visit us today at 1219 MacArthur Drive or online at dtwofficesupply.com. That's DTW Office Supply, your trusted partner for all of your office needs. Quality, value, service.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. ESPN College Football Playoff reporter Heather Dinich will stop by, and we'll talk recruiting with Shay Dixon. 3 to 6, Alexandria's 94.7 ESPN.
It's Talkback 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Well, yesterday I was reading an article about these broadcast news companies.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are registered with the FCC as entertainment companies, because if they were registered as news companies, then the FCC could pull their license for doing the things they do.
Interesting. I did not realize that.
And there's something else too, really important to happen yesterday, and nobody's aware of it. And that's the European Central Bank now it's saying that gold is the world's #1 reserve asset, not federal dollars.
Interesting.
That's pretty big. That's a big deal.
I saw Scott Bessent was doing like a news conference yesterday, and he did say that there would not be a central currency.
Not be a central currency?
Right. I think that's what I saw. Let me see if I can find it. That was one of the things it's one of the things I had saved in my Twitter account, but unfortunately, yeah. So he said that that there will be no central bank digital currency under Trump.
Yeah, I don't know, but the dollar, what we call the main currency in the U.S., has been destroyed twice.
True.
Before.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
Because of debt, and it's because of debt, so it could happen again. I don't know.
Yeah. So are you someone that buys a lot of gold? Do you have a lot of assets in gold?
No, I don't have any.
Oh, okay. You don't listen to the commercials that air all day, apparently.
I have no money.
Less worries that way if you think about it.
Yes, you have nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Yeah, have a great day.
All right, bye. Wasn't that part of a Bob Dylan song? If you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
not quite sure about that. Yeah, that was big news this morning.
What's that?
They tell us it's big news. What he was talking about. Gold is now the currency over the dollar.
Makes sense, though. Yeah. So the exact lyric in Rolling Stone by Bob Dylan, which came out in 1965, the year I was born, by the way. When you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose.
Well, we're good to go then.
Yeah, we're good. That's what you get for a lifetime of working.
Hey, don't hold on to the things of the world.
Yeah.
We know better than that.
Yes.
I don't even know what we're talking about. Most of the days we need another hour. Today we should have been off at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Really.
But if you didn't hear the big news, yesterday, Matt Ritchie on the Economic Update had some huge, he almost fit it in there like it wasn't even a thing. Like, oh, by the way, this is happening. I was like, dude, this is the biggest news of the year so far. And that's 7 Brew Coffee and Dutch Brothers Coffee are setting up shop on North MacArthur. We know Dutch Bros is going to be next to Freddy's in the Power Center parking lot. And then 7 Brew at an undisclosed location on North MacArthur Drive. And plus Dunkin' is going just off North MacArthur Drive on Nelson Street, right across from the Popeyes and that old car dealership.
Yeah, it used to be a used car lot.
And so they're going to be setting up there. And it's a 2-for-1 deal with Dunkin'. So let's just call it 4 new things coming to North MacArthur. It's going to be a Baskin Robbins as well. So, I mean, how about that? This is bigger than a data center, if you ask me. 7 Brew and Dutch Bros. I'm just kidding. But it's a big deal. It's a big deal, as they would say.
All right. So let me echo what people always say about Mexican restaurants. How many coffee shops do we need, Stephen Maxwell?
Well, I would say Dutch Bros and 7 Brew are a different kind of coffee. It's not really like a Starbucks. They might kind of serve some of the same things, but different vibe, as they would say, for sure. Also some news yesterday. We were talking about what's going to go in the old China Queen building. Of course, they shut down after the whole roadkill debacle a couple of weeks ago. And Matt was telling us there are a number of different people who have been interested in that property, including a Mexican restaurant and including a Cajun restaurant. But it looks like it's going to come down to who's going to put the most money into renovating the space. That's something that he wants to see done there. It's that area where the new TJ Maxx is, Harbor Freight by Super One. And so it could be another Mexican restaurant. And I'm sure that's going to get everyone all worked up in the comments.
Didn't he also say, though, that he's heard rumblings that Hana wants a different location?
Well, he was telling us that Hana might be looking to move from Alexandria, or at least from their building in Alexandria, because the previous tenant, he said it was Longhorn. People were telling me it's Lone Star, so there's some confusion there, but he says it's Longhorn Steakhouse might be looking to come back to the market. And so whoever was there before I even moved here in 2011.
I know Joe Bishop, the mayor of Pineville, has talked about wanting to get some kind of a steakhouse on that side of the river.
That's a big thing for them.
Yeah. I'd love it. That'd be great.
I think Lou and Laura's, the new building there, is going to have steak. Not necessarily a steak house.
Which one?
Lou and Laura's, the new one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that place is going to be massive. It is massive if you don't look at it.
It looks awesome.
So it's right there off Military in Kingsville.
It's like a very viable option.
Yeah, next to Sweet Joy. So my mom and brother went to Lou and Laura's in Ellick this week. They said, for the first time, they said they really enjoyed it. So lots of places to eat. And with all these new businesses we have coming into town, the big ones, Apply Digital and Beaver Lake and Ucore, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You might even get a
Culver's.
You might even get a Culver's. What else? What else do we really want here? Now that we have Olive Garden and Seven Brew, what do we really want?
How about, you know what? I do miss Jimmy John's. I liked their subs. What about a Jersey Mike?
I like Jersey Mike's.
That'd be cool.
But I'm a big Subway guy too. And Firehouse. Firehouse is fantastic.
Yeah, it's fire.
It is fire. They're really good. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of what we're just missing out here on live. What could it be?
You need a good peanut butter and jelly place.
We should do like a cereal bar. Like I just have a bunch of cereals and you pour it and it'll be a fun experience.
There you go. All right, let's go back to the calls. Rescue us. Good morning. You're on Talk.
Morning.
Good morning.
I wanted to give I wanted y'all to get this message to Mayor Bishop. Ball had a Chick-fil-A pop up last Thursday.
I saw that.
Yeah, and the Chick-fil-A representative said they sold the most food from that pop up since they've been fooling with it around Alexandria.
Wow.
So we're ahead of Pineville on that. And also, they're doing another pop-up tomorrow since they had such success last Thursday.
Another pop-up in Ball?
In Ball, yeah. It's right in front of St-Law Motorsports.
If whichever mayor or mayor candidate brings Chick-fil-A to Ball would be elected for perpetuity.
Well, I don't think the mayor of Ball is not in favor of it from what I hear, but I ain't getting into the political stuff. Yeah. I'm pitching Chick-fil-A is what I'm doing.
Yeah. All right. Well, if we see the details on that, I know Stephen will probably share. Or if you know for sure tomorrow when and where, let us know.
All righty. Thank you, man.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, he's wise. It's a good one to avoid for right now.
We'll have plenty of that coming up.
Plenty of that. Let's get us through this race.
We'll get the ball rolling. Don't worry.
Pun intended. All right. Back after this.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL. When you think of real estate, one name is at the top of the list: Ritchie Real Estate. Matt and his team are experts when buying and selling homes, businesses, land, leases, or even industrial buildings. And at Ritchie Real Estate, they can even handle all of your property management needs. They make the entire process easy and as stress-free as possible. They are your full-service choice for anything in real estate. Trust the professionals and find them online at ritchierealestate.com.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app. Know before you go.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
Talk back. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
All right, we are back. Alan Stephen, last segment of the morning. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, I think somebody ought to build a putt-putt golf course over by Bulow, somewhere in that area.
I heard that's happening.
My wife. Do what?
I heard it's happening.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife and some other women at our church took a bunch of the Sunday school kids up to Natchitoches to the putt-putt golf. My wife said they had a really good time. There used to be a putt-putt golf on MacArthur Drive where that chiropractor clinic is. They used to do a pretty good business. We used to go over there, teenagers, play putt-putt. It was fun. And talking about bowling leagues, the old bowling alley used to be where the clinics were. And bowling leagues were a big deal back when I was in high school. They had a bowling league every night, Monday through Friday, and maybe Monday through Saturday. I don't know, but it was a pretty big deal back in the day. I don't know about the new bowling alley. They have bowling leagues.
Skate rinks. You know, I think the issue is, I don't want to disparage our youth, but the new Toy Story 5, I had to see the preview for it when I was at the movies the other day. And you know what it is? I think it's pretty hilarious. It's the toys are competing with an iPad that got into the mix.
Oh, really?
It's hilarious. So you're just in a different world
wow.
now. And
Yeah.
how do you get kids to go out and do things? So
Yeah.
it's difficult.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I think last time I checked, there could be some putt-putt coming to the Bulow area. I'll check on that again.
Yeah. I should have called him when Matt Ritchie was there, I guess, talk to him. Maybe he'd want to open one.
There you go.
You never know.
All right. Thanks for the call this morning. Appreciate it.
You know what kids should be doing, like what we were doing when we were kids? Just sticking our hands in fire ant piles and playing bloody knuckles with a quarter. That's what we did for fun. Country, you have to get creative.
That's true. I can think of some creative things that I've done back in the 70s.
Drinking and smoking, that's what you were doing. Getting in trouble. Now they vape and who knows what.
Yeah, really. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us today. Nathan will be back with Stephen tomorrow. I'll be back on Friday, and we'll talk with you then. Have a good one.